Hi everyone, I've just made this video, Amazon Watch corporate charity scam, and I am outraged in it. I'm so angry. It's been building up and building up since these fires first started, but actually it's been building up since I created this petition, and no matter what I did, to try and get people to sign it, to get it recognised by Greenpeace, by Amazon Watch, by Friends of the Earth, by all these organisations that are supposed to be there, that we the people can turn to and ask for help, and actually give them something, because this petition was meant to go to the United Nations. It was meant to trigger action at the United Nations. It wasn't just signing a petition like for a regular cause. These petitions mean something, and I do sign them regularly. I can't say how many petitions I've signed, how many petitions I've shared, because they are important, because what else can we do? So it's not just a petition, is it? That people say, oh, it's just a petition. Oh, what have you done? Signed a petition. Because the petitions mean something, because that's our voice. That's our global voice on issues like the Amazon. It is required for us to speak collectively. We can't all go and stand outside the UN, can we? We can't. So it says a lot when people sign petitions, because that is the only way. And yes, it is sad, and it is an annoyance to me that is all we can do, because it seems so futile. But the pen, the hand that wields the pen, is mightier than the sword. The pen is mightier than the sword. Those names mean something. Those signatures mean something. And when 1 million signatures pile in a couple of months, and Amazon Watch and Greenpeace and Friends of the Earth and the World Wildlife Fund and all of these charities and eco-charities that are out there, all these organisations, when they're all stood behind it as well, because they've picked up on it and they've shared it, and they've got the 1 million signatures overnight, and then it gets to the UN, and then we're demanding immediate action to protect these 720 indigenous reserves of the Amazon, to save the Amazon. Things change, things start happening. I even put a suggestion, even pay Bolsonaro, if that's what we have to do for the time being, until Brazil manages to get itself together enough to elect somebody who isn't crazy enough to call the indigenous people of the Amazon chicken pox. People say I'm mad. Okay, that's part of the reason why people ignore me, and why I am in social isolation, because I am just a bit too much for most people, because they're not prepared to go where I go. It's like, oh no, all that belongs in the Guardian, or on the TV, or on YouTube, or on Facebook. Oh, we don't want to talk about it now. And yeah, I understand a lot of people just can't. Their lives are too bloody difficult as it is. I am not talking to the poorest people. What can they do? They're too busy trying to survive. But it's these professional people, it's the civilised, up there people of the global societies in this world who, no, we don't have to do, no, we don't want to talk about that, we don't want to think about that. So why are you up there then? What are you up there for? Why are you living above us? Why are these people living above the people on the ground? Because you're not listening to us. You're stupid. You've got no foresight. Because if you had foresight, you know, if I, a little tiny person living on the ground in the dirt, as far as your lot are concerned, who sit in judgment above my class and my gender and my faith, if we can stand up and get a petition together, if we can recognise the damage, the danger, if we can do that, who aren't part of Amazon Watch, who aren't part of Greenpeace, who aren't part of Friends of the Earth, or who aren't a government or a profession or an ecologist, if we can recognise the signs and ask for help, demand immediate action, if we can do that, where were any of you? Where were any of you? Where were you? Why weren't you immediately? Why is it that us little people on the ground with no power whatsoever, we have to stand up and try and do something? Because you people are doing nothing whatsoever, except as soon as the disaster strikes, you're there asking for money. At any problem on this planet, you're there. All you organisations, charities, do-goody, whatever, you're all there. Oh, give us some money. We need to help the people of Yemen. But there were people protesting outside the Saudi embassy in London before that war even started, demanding action. People signed the petitions, people begging the British government, please, do something. Nobody did anything. Nobody did anything. But, oh, now there's a host of charities all asking for money to help the people who've been bombed and starved. And that's part of my wrath, you see. It's just part of my wrath, because it just means that those 720 indigenous reserves, according to the people, you know, those 720 tribes, indigenous tribes, well, you know, they're just something. Leave them to suffer the inevitable fate, because it was inevitable. Don't forget, the guy said what he was going to do, and now he's doing it. So it was inevitable. They wait for the inevitable in order to make money. I mean, it is literally cannibalism as far as I'm concerned. That is what it feels like to me, what I'm witnessing. Cannibalism. And from the very people who are stood there saying that they're there to help. I know what they do. They do a little bit here and a little bit there, and take a load of photographs and stick it on the website. Lots of nice words. But you know, when you start testing them, you find, oh, none of the buttons work. There's nobody there. All the lights are on, but nobody's at home. And that's the scary thing. But we, the people on Earth today, humanity, we need to understand that. There's nobody there, up there. It's up to us on the ground, and we need to support each other on the ground instead of stop judging each other according to the judgments of our so-called social superiors, who are actually the stupids. The stupid, ignorant. That's what they are, stupid ignorance. And I personally know I'm sick to death of being judged by people. Judged mad. Because, yeah, like I say, I am mad. I'm mad enough to believe that we, the people, can turn this world around, that we can establish sense, sanity, compassion, care, conscience, that we can take back our planet and we can build a heaven on this earth for the future generations. We can do that, and we are going to be remembered as the generation who destroyed the planet, or the generation that saved it from nutters. Because apparently, you know, that's what our democracies, our so-called fair, free societies that a minority of human beings on this planet allegedly enjoy, have thrown up what? The kind of people who want to scrap human rights, who want to destroy nature. The kind of people that want to kill indigenous tribes. The kind of people who would crucify Jesus Christ. That's what we are dealing with. And it is up to us to stand up and do something, because, like I say, the lights up there, all the lights are on, but there is nobody home. You'll see them trotting out with the little books that they've written and giving each other their Nobel Prizes and, oh, aren't they wonderful? Oh, they did this, they did that. There are a few true heroes among them, a few true souls. But there's the majority are nothing but egos. And they're not bothered. They really do not care. And we all need to care. Because now it's time. You see, I will make a fuss, I'll shout, I'll make a noise in order to try and save life. Okay? Once that time's passed, what's the fucking point? The life's dead. The life's dead. And I knew that everything that's happening to the Amazon forest now, I knew that it was going to happen. And that we had, what, a 3-4 month window, a 5-month window to get this on the table at the UN, at the latest. And, you know, by the time a few months had passed, 5 months, well, it was about 3-4 months had passed, I think, when I extended the petition, because I realised that that's it. We've passed the point of no return. This is not going to get to the UN before next year. Before August next year. By August next year, that's it. The forest will be gone. And there you go. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. So it seems that people need to witness pain, suffering, damage, destruction, pollution in order to do something. But at the same time, raking a load of profits out of it as well. Raking the profits. I really, really, I am disgusted. I just... So, you know, I don't know what we can do. I mean, there's still Fukushima raging in the background here as well. That, again, everybody just turn the backs, yeah. Oh, yeah. What? I don't understand it. I can't understand. I just can't understand what I'm living with. Am I an alien? That's how I feel. Am I an alien? Because I can see people out there, like, upset about climate change, upset about this, but they're still eating meat. They're still eating dairy. You know? They think they can ban cars. Oh, we've got to ban cars. Oh, we've got to ban this, ban that. It's like, look, if you just stopped eating meat and dairy, that would be... If everybody in Britain stopped eating meat and dairy, that would be like... every single road... If just half the population... If just half the population stopped eating meat and dairy in Britain, it would be equivalent to garaging every single road fossil fuel road vehicle in the country. That would be the equivalent, like overnight. Are you going to stop doing it? No. Is this world going to try to stop you from going vegan? Of course it is, because they're making money out of animals, out of pain and suffering. Because that's the kind of world that we live in. Everybody's on the money train. That's it. It's money, 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 money. And until the people with money understand it, until they get to where I am, me, little tiny piece of nothingness, filth on the ground, okay? When they can get to where I am, maybe they'll start using their money to persuade humanity to live better, instead of using their money to get mad people into power in order to destroy our planet and even humanity. Maybe they would understand that a wealth of human beings means a wealth of a workforce to create a paradise on this planet. Not concrete jungles. But you know, no, because they're all stupids. A lot of them are all following Cerinthus's revelations to the last dot, because they haven't even got the sense of the people of Nineveh to turn round and say, oh please, we don't want this prophecy. We're going to get lawful, we're going to get sane, we're going to live with sense and sanity, law and compassion. We're going to accept Jah law. Oh wow, oh, the evil prophecy didn't happen. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, because they changed. Are you going to change? Are you going to change people? Are you going to stand there, sit there judging me? Oh, look, she's mad. She's mad. What have I got to do with it, really? I'm just a biological being that happened to witness an event of light being and receive the message of universal law of abundance and compassion. A CSA survivor with chronic complex PTSD. That's who I am. I'm a sister, I'm a friend, I'm an auntie, I'm a mother. I have sense and sanity. I have a light shining in me. I'm trying to share it. Oh, actually no. I should ignore my own life experience and all the intelligence, the universal intelligence that has come to me, and just, you know, get on with painting pretty pictures, which I can do, by the way. I get on painting me pretty pictures, writing me little stories, maybe make myself look pretty and go out dancing. Oh, yeah. Do me little bits of gardening, get on with the cooking and cleaning and the shopping, eh? Seriously, that is what I'm supposed to do. And because I'm not doing that solely, because, you know, we all have to do the housework and we all go out now and again, don't we? Yeah. I have a chat with my neighbour, I do my little bit of gardening, I might even paint a picture sometimes. But, sorry, there's too much going on in this world right now for me to for that to be the whole of my life. Because I'm not just a number in a machine. I am actually a living person, and I have a voice and I have a will to make this world a better place, because I know the worst of it. Or rather, I should say, I know part of the worst of it, because there's different kinds of horrors going on on this planet. But I've been there. I've been there. I've empathised. with the people. I've thought about what they're going through. Because, you know, I have an imagination. Not to fantasise, but to actually get with reality. To understand, to see the perspective, to feel, to know. Who feels it, knows it. Do you feel it? Do you feel it? What it's like to starve. Have you ever even thought about it? Well, I was regularly starving as a child. But I wasn't starving to death. But it is like an inoculation that you get a little bit taste of the disease. Enough to realise how bad it would have been if it had really taken hold of you. Like when you've burnt your hand in the fire, it's easy to imagine what it's like to be actually your whole body burning in a fire, isn't it? And it's because people are failing to empathise, because they can't take it into their self, to feel it, to know it within their self, not something that they read and then like in a newspaper and then they toss it away and it's gone, but for it to be part of themselves, as a Palestinian, as an impoverished child in Africa, as an indigenous tribesperson in Brazil, to actually understand that you are that person. That person is you, a living human being with feelings. That's when people act. That's when they stop electing madmen into power and criminals, and that's when they start using the law and arresting them. And who's going to persuade them to do it? It's like, say, who would have persuaded the UN to immediately get this on the agenda at the UN tables of like, no, sorry, we've got to move now to protect these people because of what Bolsonaro has said he's going to do to the Amazon. He said it, we're going to have to act now. Immediate UN Council meeting. That's what should have happened. That's what would have happened if 1 million people had signed this petition within the first couple of months of it being put up. If the people who were there established already to address the Amazon, like Amazon Watch, okay, like Amazon Watch, if they were there, like these people, look, they know, they stick together, the tribe. Well, we are a tribe of humanity. So, what are we going to do? Because, you know, are we just going to sit back and let the charities rake it in while nothing at all gets done? We all witnessed what happened with Haiti, didn't we? You know, all the billions they got in donations and the handful of houses, very shoddy houses at that, that got built on the proceeds of it. And people don't do anything. People don't take it on board because they think Amazon Watch is there, etc. So, oh, yeah, they'll give a bit of money to them every month. Sorry, that needs to end, people. Don't you understand? This money is a corruption because it is built on a corruption, it is founded on a corruption, and it is a corruption. And what it means is that people then do nothing because, oh, they've given something to Amazon Watch. But when we, the people, get a petition together and give it to Amazon Watch and say, we want this at the UN, and we need your support. We need your championship, you to champion this now. And to get other organisations on board and collectively get to the UN with you 1 million signatures. that arrived overnight because the people of Earth are so concerned. So therefore the UN has to act. But no. Nothing at all, no. Go away. Who are you? Who are you? Oh, Deborah Mahmoudier, yeah, we don't know. Yeah. Are you giving us money? No. Oh, alright, go away. Because all they want is money, you see. They don't want our intelligence. They don't want our love. They don't want our understanding, our knowledge, our foresight, our perspective, our perception. They just want our money. And that's what they want to make out of us, the corporations, that I do believe control Amazon Watch. Because how can an organisation call itself Amazon Watch, see somebody like Bolsonaro get elected into power, and say all the things that he said that he was going to do to the Amazon, and themselves not immediately get a petition up? I mean, I was surprised, actually, when I got onto Amazon Watch, and really there was very little concern being expressed about Bolsonaro. It was like, and I was really quite shocked. And I sent them the petition, wrote to them, got on their website, even sent them an email and explained that, look, you know, this is really serious, we've got to act now, we've got to get this to the UN, will you please champion this and share this petition on your website and share it with others. And nothing at all, you see. So is it because it didn't come from them? You know, and that's where the ego stuff comes in, because it's like, oh right, so because you haven't created this petition yourselves, Amazon Watch, you can't support it, but then you don't create any petition at all. Oh, Greenpeace started one about 3 or 4 months ago, suddenly appeared on my Twitter feed. And it's like, Greenpeace, I sent you this petition, like, in November. But now you've got your own petition. Oh, with loads of signs, donate here, donate here, donate, donate. And in fact, since I've sent the petition to those places, the only thing that's happened is that my Care 2, I can't edit any of my petitions. In fact, I can't do anything. I tried to do one petition and it wouldn't even let me state who it was going to, you know. I mean, it gave me no option to state certain things that are needed to say, like, where the petition's intended, who it is actually being addressed to. Gives you no options. I write it out and then you go into edit and then it gives options and you put them all in and then you try to publish the changes, you know, publish those added bits, and no, doesn't work. Still doesn't work now. I've tried it again and I've even re-signed in. So, you know, Care 2 have decided I'm a problem. I'm some kind of a problem. I mean, this. Erase the legal judgment minor against children. It's got 3 signatures. 3 signatures. I shared it all over the place as well. It's got 3 signatures. Erase the legal judgment minor against children. Because, you know, our children are not minor human beings. Because you know what minor, the word, means. And don't forget, this is a legal definition. This means legally our children are insignificant, unimportant, trivial. Minor. And that's the way this world treats them. That's why crimes against children, nobody gives a toss. How do you think Epstein's been able to get away with what he's got away with for so long? Children, they don't mean anything. A 13-year-old girl from a poor family, what does she... Who cares what happens to her? She don't mean anything. We don't have to be worried about that. We don't really have to be worried about the trees, do we? No. What we really have to be worried about is the fact that Venezuela has elected a president that wants to share his nation's resources with the people, as opposed to a load of vampire corporations. Oh, the whole world needs to be concerned about that. You know, what governments need to be really concerned about is the fact that Hamas has launched a rocket into some vacant area in Israel. We all need to be really concerned about Donald Trump and what he said next during his chopper chat. We love the chosen one. I mean, I think he did say it as a joke, but, you know, it doesn't, to me, I don't find it funny after what I've experienced. And actually, Donald Trump, if you were the chosen one, well, you certainly wouldn't be president. You'd probably be locked up in a fucking mental institution. So, you know, I made this follow-up video because there was other things. I just think we need to take everything into account, and we need to understand that, look, these are not the days for the somnambulism. We have to get up out of this coma. This coma that I'm living in. I know that I'm living in a comatose society, in a comatose world, and the only time people start to wake up is when we've got absolute horror. When we're facing this, we must all be the resistance. Is that what we're meant to be? Is that what life is about? Just go along in ignorance, ignoring what we can see right in front of, what we can see ahead. Okay? We can see it coming. The madman's got into power. He said what he's going to do. We can see it coming. But we just ignore it until it's actually happening, until he's actually doing what he said he's going to do. And the horror is there staring us in the face. Oh, suddenly, now we're going to resist it. What the fuck is there to resist? We failed to resist it. We failed. We failed as a species. We failed. We failed as a species to recognise the inherent dangers of nuclear power. We failed. You people, it's you people, the professional people on top. All you people at the BBC, in the news, everywhere where you have a voice, where you have a modicum of power above the average common man and woman on the street. That you fail to ask the questions time and time and time again. You fail to pick up on the importance of the issues. You trivialise the people's concerns about nuclear power, about what's happening with our planet. But then the people on the ground, even there, are so thinned down because, like I say, they're all wrapped up in just trying to survive in the madness, the day-to-day madness, working 9 to 7, raising families, trying to make ends meet, trying to keep their fragile lives together in disaster capitalism, and as I've said, disaster charityism, because that's what it is, disaster charityism. That's what we're dealing with now. You know, a global emergency. It's a global emergency now. No, sorry, lovies. It was a global emergency the moment Bolsonaro got elected into power. Just as it's a global emergency the moment Donald Trump got elected into power. It's a global emergency when people, stupid people, liars, pathological liars, misogynists, racists, abusers, when they get into power, that's a global emergency. When those people have powers over our planet and what happens to it. And America is responsible for helping to get Bolsonaro into power. He has got in directly on strength of Trump being elected in America. He's actually mirrored Trump in everything that he's done. And the people supporting him even call him the Trump of Brazil. Because he's an example. He's an inspiration. But it's a negative inspiration. And that's what's happening. That's what I mean. The mad men are in power. And the mad women as well. I mean, let's face it. The alternative was Hillary. And she's just a mad female. Wouldn't have been any different. Really, not much different, except, you know, you wouldn't have had as much... Well, the media wouldn't have had as much entertainment. I'm sure Hillary wouldn't have stood there looking up to the skies going, I am the chosen one. And that is what makes it even all the more dangerous, as far as I was concerned anyway. But neither of them were fit for office. And the American people really needed to have stood up and said, no, all right then, let's vote green. Then vote for any of them. But they didn't. They carried on. And that's what I mean about the people. That's why I get exasperated with the people on the ground then. Because they're just so enslaved. And how to liberate them? How are we going to liberate them now? You can't. Except by giving them new jobs, by giving them new things to do, by paying them decent wages, by raising their living standards, helping them to get aware and educated. And that's your responsibility, you rich people of the world. Because I tell you now, if you're clinging on still to your Agenda 21 crap, you're on a road to nowhere, right? Go forth and multiply. Now you either benefit the future and our planet with the people that we have now, and use your powers and influence and wealth to repair our planet, to bring law, real law to society, and stand with the people, the good people, the law-abiding citizens, or you will lose everything. Because to those who have, more shall be given, and to those who have not, even that which they have will be taken away. Okay? So you people on top now who have the most power and influence on planet Earth, you have not any compassion, care or conscience. So, expect yourselves to be evolving into a machine. Because that's all that's going to be left of any of you. A remnant of your consciousnesses in a machine. Because there will be no living planet. Because less is less. Less gives less. More gives more. So we have to build on our planet. Not with concrete and bricks, but build with life. Build with life. Build with understanding. Build with love. And love flourishes with the law. Universal law of abundance and compassion that upholds all of life rights. Satisfy those. Just focus on satisfying those and everything else will fall into place. Focus on caring for the children. Everything else will fall into place. When you start living lawfully, it's easy. Life becomes a lot easier. The tasks might be difficult, but it's easier to actually live. No matter how difficult life gets, it's easier to live with the law than without it. And at the moment, we're not living, we are living without the law. We are living lawlessly. Because a handful of elitists want to take it easy. You see, but their idea of taking it easy is, to rely on other people struggling through great difficulty. Their lives are difficult. They always have to take the difficult way. The common, powerless people on the ground, the workforce, the vast majority, they take the difficult way. Their lives are difficult. So you elitists can sit there easy. But you see, the point is that with universal law, everybody has it easy. In the sense that there's an ease of consciousness, an ease of conscience, an ease of security, both external and internal, an ease of knowing who we are and where we are from and where we are going. And not so we can live an easy life, but so that we can face the challenges and the problems and the difficulties and overcome them and smooth them out and turn them around and do something positive. But this isn't positive. Waiting for disasters. And then when they happen, ka-ching, 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 disaster, disaster, disaster.